Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. 92.1 FM Pesona Radio, your best information station. Hello Pesona Inspira. How are you today? I hope you guys doing well so far because today is a special day because I can still gonna be accompany you from 12 until 2. Jadi buat Pesona Inspira yang ingin bergabung bareng I Can Speak boleh banget karena hari ini spesial, nggak cuman Iqbal aja tapi nanti juga bakalan ada Valia yang bergabung bareng sama Iqbal di sini. Dan seperti biasa, this is actually a collaboration program between Pesona Radio dan juga ada Fakultas Bahasa dan Sastra dari Unsik. Jadi kita bakalan kedatangan bintang tamu, yaitu ada guest announcer dari Unsik tentunya. Mari langsung aja kita kenal sama guest announcer yang sudah hadir di siang hari ini. Halo.
Halo, Pesona Inspira.
Oke, ini siapa dulu yang mau introduce nih?
Mungkin dari Nuha.
Oke, Nuha dulu boleh.
Hello, Pesona Inspira. Do you still remember me?
Oke.
I think no. Okay, my name is Nuha.
Okay.
I'm actually from Banjarnegara.
Oh, you're from Banjarnegara?
Yes.
Me too actually. I'm also from Banjarnegara.
Wah.
Oke, jadi Nuha, dari what is your major?
English literature.
English literature. What semester?
7 semester.
7 semester. Almost last semester.
Yes.
This is a very dangerous semester actually. This is your second time, third time, first time?
Second.
Second time being here. How does you feel? Is it still excited or a little bit nervous even though?
Still nervous.
Still nervous. Why? It's already your second time.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I just can speak in English a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow every time I try to talk in English in front of the microphone, my English suddenly like disappear out of nowhere. I don't know why. It's so different with a regular conversation when we're talking with our friends. It's so different when we're talking in front of microphone. It feels so a lot of pressure. I have a burden. Ya rasanya lebih berat gitu ya kalau ngomongin microphone. Oke, selain ada Nuha, ada siapa lagi nih?
Halo, Pesona Inspira, I'm Yulia.
Oke.
I'm from Garut, Wonosobo.
Oh, you're from Garut
Yes.
actually. Okay. So, what major? Same as Nuha?
Yeah, we're classmates.
Oh, you're actually a classmate.
Yes.
Oke. Jadi hari ini bakalan ada Yulia dan juga Nuha yang akan menemani kita selama 2 jam ke depan. Memang agak panjang. So, what are we gonna talk about for today's episode? What's the topic?
Today's topic is getting to know her atau mengenal perempuan.
Oh, getting to know her.
Yes.
So, today we're gonna talk about a lot of things about women.
Yeah.
I think.
So you guys must listen from my perspective because I'm the only man in here. I'm gonna say a lot of things about, mungkin karena kalau yang ngomong cewek kan bakalan ada banyak sisi positif ya. Tapi karena saya adalah laki di sini, saya akan mengupas dari sisi yang lain. Why you guys choose this topic at first? No. The first thing is who picked this topic? Which of you?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Oh, the first I'm choose the topic.
Okay.
And setelahnya kita diskusi bareng.
Yeah.
Okay. Why you choose this topic?
Because we are women.
Because you're a woman. Because you think that it's important to everyone to know more about women, right?
Yes.
Yes. Because women right now have the equality than before. Karena sekarang kayaknya kesetaraan perempuan jauh lebih digaungkan juga kan daripada sebelumnya. Jadi buat pesona yang ingin bergabung bareng kita, pengen ngobrol-ngobrol seputar wanita, asik banget ya. Bisa join bareng kita, kirim pertanyaannya atau mungkin bisa share apapun mengenai bahasa Inggris Pesona Inspira seperti biasa di nomor WhatsApp kita ada di 0823 2383 9996 dan kita akan kembali sesaat lagi.
Is aspiration, we must be able to speak. So here is it. I can speak.
Welcome back to 92.1 FM Sonar Radio, your best information station. Still with me, Iqbal, and also our guest announcer, Yulia, and also Nuha. Because today we're going to talk about a lot of things about women. So the first question that I'm going to ask is the first thing that comes up in your mind when hearing the word woman. What exactly is?
Woman, in my opinion, is nurturing,
Okay.
strong and empowering.
strong and empowering. Yes. How about Nuha?
I think weak.
Weak. Why? Why weak?
From my opinion, I feel that people think that woman is weak. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Why? For me, rather to say it weak, we have a different strength. Kayak kita punya kekuatan yang berbeda gitu. Like I do recognize like woman can do a lot of things at the same time. Like they're so multitasking. And for me, when I'm looking at myself, I can do a lot of things at the same time, but I can do one thing, but in a very focused way. Yeah, but when I need to do a lot of things at the same time, it's gonna be like a total chaos. Gitu. That's what I think. When I saw a woman like they're a person who can do a lot of things at the same time. Have you ever experienced doing a lot of things? Since both of you are women, do a lot of things like do a multitasking things at the same time. Mungkin kayak apa gitu. Aku mau nyari perbandingan jadi agak bingung juga ya karena jarang juga do a multitasking thing.
Mungkin nggak di satu waktu yang sama banget, tapi dalam satu kesempatan tuh kayak bisa kuliah, bisa ngaji.
Kuliah plus ngaji, musik aja.
Itu juga suatu kayak aku bisa kuliah, aku bisa ngaji, terus aku juga masih punya pekerjaan lain. Di pondok, kayak ngejar gitu kan kayak nggak semua orang bisa gitu.
Iya.
Tapi tetap aja kebanyakan orang itu sudah setting kalau perempuan itu lebih lemah daripada
like their mindset is already become like that. Yeah. How about you? Yeah, have you ever done something like multitasking things?
Iya. Kalau aku ngeliat ibu.
When you look into your parent?
Iya. At home, my mom mengerjakan sesuatu itu kayak barengan gitu loh. Kayak misal dia lagi masak, tapi disambi ngapain ya misalnya nyuci, gitu dan lain-lain. Terus I look myself, kayaknya aku kayak ibu deh. Misal lagi belajar satu hal, nanti aku bisa belajar yang lain.
Even the most multitasking things that I ever did is maybe clean up my room sambil ngapalin lagu. itu dia tuh multitasking dong. That doesn't happen karena somehow I feel like memorizing things is also doing things. Mengingat juga melakukan sesuatu kan, dan maksudnya nggak cuma otak kita yang bekerja, but also our body is moving gitu.
If you know Umi Hana, beliau kan memasak sambil menghafalkan Al-Quran.
Iya betul. Iya, itu memang menghafalkan yang memang benar-benar the real memorizing gitu kan. Luar biasa banget.
Power of woman.
Woman, I don't know why, but in my mind, woman is always like they're always multitasking. Yeah. And sometimes they're a woman, they're already a parent, but they're also working kayak yang beraktivitas juga. It's so amazing. Buat aku, untuk orang-orang yang apalagi para ibu rumah tangga yang juga memilih untuk bekerja, cara pembagian waktu mereka, cara spare tenaga mereka, it's so amazing for me. Like for me, like I'm an only working person. It's already exhausted every time I go back after work. But when a parent, especially mom, after their work, they still take care of their children, they still take care of their home, take care of their husband also. It's so amazing how she can manage her time, she can manage her power, her energy. Kadang kan orang kalau udah capek gitu. And the one thing about woman, moody.
Yeah.
you agree or not as a woman?
Yes, I agree.
Why are women so moody?
Ya karena itu multitaskingnya kan kayak apa sih, harusnya ya bisa quality time, tapi harus dituntut ini jaganya gitu kan kayak
Do you think like a woman is also put their emotion first before their mind? Maybe before the logic things, they put an emotion first. Jadi orang yang pakai perasaan dulu daripada logika gitu.
That's why women complicated.
Yeah. It's so hard to understand what women want. It's so hard what actually they want.
Iya bisa berarti iya. Bisa berarti tidak.
Why they make everything so complicated?
Yeah,
because woman is unique.
you can just directly say yes or even no or up to you. It's when they say up to you, it doesn't really mean up to you. Sometimes you need to understand what they want. Become my one.
And sometimes as a woman, aku juga nggak tahu aku tuh sebenarnya mau apa gitu.
Kita yang perempuan aja nggak tahu, gitu, tapi menuntut laki-laki untuk.
Please understand me, gitu. It happened a lot of times. I experienced some, and it's such that to understand it's so hard things to do. Like sometimes we make a lot of mistake as a man. We make a lot of mistake because we fail understand about women. When actually we make a conclusion about women, saat kita akhirnya membuat suatu keputusan akhir tentang apa yang mereka mau, actually it's not they really want. Karena apa yang kita lakukan itu bukan memahami, endingnya jadi kayak menebak-nebak aja gitu kan. Why you guys make it so complicated?
I don't know.
Karena mungkin udah kodratnya ya.
Setting dari sananya.
Okay. When we talk about the woman, what does it mean to be a woman for you?
Be a woman itu kayak kita harus membagi peran kita. Peran as a daughter, mother, even professional gitu. Jadi ya kita harus mengerti gitu. Kita harus menempatkan posisi kita gimana.
Okay. What about you?
For me, being a woman is a life journey filled emotional.
Okay.
Why they complicated? Because karena dia tuh harus manage emosionalnya. Di sisi lain dia tuh harus melakukan kewajibannya. Ya gitu, jadinya tuh kayak udah emosi tapi masih banyak tuntutan gitu. Jadi mereka kelihatan rumit gitu. Tapi ya itulah perempuan.
Okay, because they have a lot of things to do also. Jadi ada karena mungkin dari kecil mereka sudah dijejali dengan banyaknya kewajiban. Nanti kalau udah dewasa kamu harus gini, kalau udah menikah kamu harus gini, kalau sudah menjadi seorang ibu kamu harus begini, mungkin karena kayak gitu juga.
Dan mungkin karena dari kecil melihat sosok ibu jadinya kayak
as their role gitu.
Terbawa gitu.
Okay. But when you look into your parent, what kind of woman they are? Independent.
My mom is independent. Jadi ibuku itu bantu cari nafkah ya. Terus ngurusin rumah, masak dan lain-lain lah, urusan domestik rumah tangga juga kayak she's my role model.
She's your superhero.
Yeah.
Yes. Girl. Noah, what about you? When you look into your mom,
my mom is.
What kind of woman she is?
I think she's independent.
She's independent.
But beliau suka marah, tapi beliau juga mudah tersentuh.
I see.
Ya, seperti itulah ibuku tuh kayak, wah keren banget sih, maksudnya beliau tinggal sendiri, kadang kan karena keluarga aku tuh seperti tim SAR itu mencari seperti tim SAR. Jadi tuh ibuku tuh kayak menghandle beberapa orang, memastikan semua orang tuh dalam keadaan baik-baik dan jarak jauh. Itu tuh kayak ribet, udah dia harus ngurus dirinya sendiri, harus memastikan ayahku di sana gimana kabarnya, anak yang pertama gimana kabarnya, anak yang kedua gimana kabarnya, tapi tetap bisa melakukan itu walaupun ya beliau sendirian di rumah gitu.
When I look into my mom, I also agree when you say mudah marah tapi mudah tersentuh. My mom is yelling at me all the time. Trust me, she's always yelling at me all the time. Maybe because I'm not really doing exactly what she wants. When sometimes she told me to do one things, nanti dulu deh. Let me to do this first, and then I'm gonna do that later, something like that. So that's why maybe my mom yelling all the time, because I'm an only child, so I don't have any brother or even sister. So my mom put everything on me. That's why she want everything about me. It's so perfect. So I can understand why she's yelling at me. But somehow when I can achieve even a little thing, she's gonna cry. She's gonna cry. Even for me, it's not really an important thing. Let's say I just got something that it's not really important, but she's got a touch. Like finally, her only son can achieve something. Finally, she understand that her son actually can doing his own life, something like that. She's really attached when I can even just a little achievement. That's why.
My mom.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced like your mom crying because the things that you do maybe kayak merasa terharu gitu about the things that you guys doing?
I forget.
Maybe because your mom crying all the time.
I don't know because dari dulu tuh emang jauh dari orang tua ya.
Oh,
Jadi kan
iya,
nggak
iya,
terlalu
iya.
mengerti kehidupannya di sehari-hari gimana. Tapi ibunya tuh tipe yang selalu overthinking gitu loh, kayak selalu khawatir. Jadi kemanapun kita pergi tuh diikuti rasa khawatir orang tua gitu.
Nah, yeah. I think your mom and my mom have a lot of similarity. Yeah.
I think it's love, but sometimes itu tuh kayak agak gimana ya, membuat kita tuh terbatas.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. Like mother's language is universal. Yeah, kan. So I can understand. Like I'm a man. I supposed to be more independent in an early age. Like I do remember, like even when I'm in high school, my mom even don't let me go home. Like after school, I need to go home directly after that. No out after, no playing outside after school. Jadi my mom already know my schedule in school, and then she's gonna calculate how far from home into my school, and then how long it's gonna take. Jadi kalau misalnya pulang sekolah jam 4, kalau perjalanan setengah jam, so I'm gonna be home at 4:30, something like that. Yes, that's what mom did. Even though I'm like back then, like a lot of my friends even go out at night. Sometimes they did a sleepover in friend's house, something like that. But I never did that back then when I'm in high school because my mom so strict to the rules. Jadi kalau kebanyakan orang berpikir when you become an only child and you don't have sister or even brother, you're gonna be dimanjakan gitu kan. But no, my mom put a lot of rule in my life, like a lot. When I say a lot, that's mean really long. Like I can do this, you can do this, but you need to do this first. Jadi saat aku meminta izin bahwa maybe because my mom worry a lot about me, aku dibolehkan melakukan sesuatu dengan banyak kompromi. Kamu boleh melakukan ini, tapi kamu harus A, B, C, D, E, F, G gitu.
Terus ada persyaratan gitu.
Yes, my mom did a lot of compromise. Maybe it's also same as you since you guys also a woman. Like in, I don't know, a lot of my friends when they become a woman, they have more rule than I thought because they need to be prepare for something, karena bayangan orang tua wanita harus lebih dijaga kayak gitu. Kalian mengalami ini juga nggak?
Kalau kayak keterbatasan gitu kayak seperti kayak masih nggak sih.
Yeah, my mom so strict about it.
Cause aku kan anak kedua, ada adik setelah aku, jadi kayak orang tua ya kamu masih terserah kamu selama kamu responsible what do you want, what do you do gitu.
As long as you have your own responsible gitu, jadi your parents gonna let you the things that you want.
Yang penting saling percaya.
Okay, that's right. Before this I heard like Nuha itu ngekos kan waktu high school. I also have a proposal to my parents like, boleh nggak ngekos? No. Can I bring my own motorcycle? No. Even no. I use public transportation. Yes. So I thought it's gonna be a win-win solution. Since I can bring my own motorcycle, I'm supposed to be harusnya boleh ngekos dong. But my mom no. You can go to school with the public transportation only.
Aku ngekos, tapi setiap pagi aku selalu ditelepon.
Yeah. Still until right now.
Yeah.
I live here and my parents is in Banjarnegara and my parents call me every single day, twice in a day, every single morning and at night before I go to sleep.
Yeah. She always send me Assalamualaikum.
Oh yeah, but
every day.
The luckiest me, like before my mom call me, they're gonna ask me first. Can I call you? Are you in the middle of something? Can I interrupt you to calling? If I say no, I'm in the middle of something. She's not gonna call me. But when I say yeah, you can call me. I'm not doing anything. She's gonna call me. The good thing is she's even asked my permission to call. That's the good thing. Yeah. That's what mother's love is. Yeah, that's why mother's love is so amazing. She just have a lot of rule. But the things that you want to yang ingin kalian contoh dari orang tua kalian terutama ibu bapak.
Sifat independennya.
The independence.
Yes.
Why?
Karena we know that kalau misal our husband kan nggak tahu selamanya ada di sisi kita apa enggak. Terus kita misal punya children gitu, kita kalau nggak mandiri, maksudnya uangnya cari kebutuhan gitu, cari nafkah gitu, kita harus depend on who gitu.
Oh, so you want to stand in your own foot gitu.
Yeah.
That's so good. How about you?
For me, how they manage their family.
Okay.
Soalnya kayak ya itu yang seperti Nuha bilang tadi, kalau keluarga kita tuh nggak ngumpul tapi ibuku tuh bisa memanage dari jarak jauh.
That's amazing actually.
Yeah.
When your parent is separate to each other, somehow your parent can manage it. Each of them, it's so amazing because sometimes even though when you live together, it's so hard to manage all of them, right? But they separate to each other and your parents still can manage all of them. That's amazing actually. How dedicated she is. Kayak dedikasinya kayaknya luar biasa sih.
Iya dong. Jauh dari pasangan, jauh dari anak-anak. Itu tuh sesuatu yang berat nggak sih?
Yes. I think it's a lot of, not because it's heavy. It's gonna be a lot of things to do. Karena when you close to each other, when you at the same area, your communication it's much easier. But when you far away from each other, the communication is gonna be like twice or even third time harder. Iya kan? Karena kalau kita ngomong langsung kan kita bisa melihat respon gitu juga kan. Kalau mungkin dari jauh responnya juga kita nggak begitu yakin. Jadi pekerjaannya jadi jauh lebih berat nggak sih kalau dari jauh?
Sometimes it's about time. Kadang kalau ibunya lagi ada waktu, ternyata orang-orang lagi pada kerja.
Iya.
Itu jadi tantangan juga sih.
Iya. Wow, that's amazing. When we're talking about parents, it's never gonna end.
Yeah.
Because our parents is gonna be like our superhero, especially mother. Because I don't know why when I talk about mother, like I feel like I spend more time with her than with my father. Somehow, even though I also live with my father, but somehow because my father also work and sometimes he need to go to another city and something like that. Most of my time I spend with my mom, and that's why I don't know. I feel more close to her. Kayak somehow we feel more intimate. Kayak it's easier to talk to her than to talk to our father. I don't know why. I feel so hard when I need to talk something to my dad. I don't know. Have you experienced things like that too? Like a hard thing to talk to your dad, but more easy or easier to talk to your mother?
I close with my mother.
Yeah.
Kayak mengungkapkan apapun yang ke ibu, cerita apapun ke ibu. Kalau ayah kan lumayan kayak ada jarak. Soalnya ya kembali lagi kan ibu wanita kan emotional. Kita laki-laki lebih menggunakan logikanya.
Yeah. I do agree with that. Yeah.
I think I share my story about education itu ke ayah.
Yeah.
Tapi if about my perasaan gitu lebih ke ibu. Kalau yang keseharian tuh lebih ke ibu, tapi kalau yang ke pendidikan terus keinginan kita tuh ke depan mau seperti apa?
Itu lebih ke ayah.
Yes, because our future plans sometimes need proven from their capability. Karena jalan kita untuk menuju masa depan kan tergantung kemampuan dari orang tua untuk mengakomodir juga kan. So that's why I also talk about my future plan a lot with my father. But when I have a struggle in life, when I have things to talk, when I need a solution about life things, I talk more about with my mother.
Yeah, I agree.
Oke, berarti kita banyak kesamaannya. Mungkin kan aku juga merasa bahwa ada porsi-porsi yang lebih cocok untuk dibicarakan dengan ayah, juga ada porsi-porsi juga yang lebih cocok dibicarakan sama ibu. Wow, luar biasa ya pembahasan kita hari ini. Tenang aja, kita belum mau closing, kita masih akan ada pembahasan selanjutnya. Jadi buat Pesona Inspira jangan kemana-mana. Masih ada 1 jam lagi kita akan ngobrolin soal perempuan. Yang bukan perempuan juga bisa banget join bareng kita di 0823 283 9996.
To be able to voice aspiration, we must be able to speak. So here is it. I can speak.
Yeah, still with I Can Speak, and we're still talking about everything about women.
Wow, but woman, what is it?
And another woman already come up right now.
I'm sorry to say, Inspira, for getting late to join with I Can Speak program because I just did finish my job to meeting some people, and of course I just joined now. And I hope I can connect with you all guys.
Of course. Since we're talking about woman and you're another woman in this room, I'm gonna ask you again about what is a woman in your definition.
I think woman is about a biological type. It's about gender, of course, a chromosome. We're talking about exact things. So we don't talk about only about psikologi. Jadi woman itu kalau dalam pikiran Valia itu nggak cuma soal psikologi yang berbeda, tapi ini soal gen-gen, soal sel-sel kromosom, hal-hal yang sifatnya biologis. Itu yang akhirnya menjadikan munculnya psikologi yang berbeda.
Okay. But when we're talking about woman, I'm gonna ask to the three of you, because three of you are a woman. What is the benefit become a woman and disadvantage become a woman? Can I go with Nuha first?
Woman is selalu benar.
Benefitnya menjadi perempuan adalah terus ada apa lagi nggak kayak keuntungan menjadi seorang wanita gitu?
Apa?
In my opinion, if we talking about woman in religion based, I think especially in Islam point of view, woman has a high level, because we have so much a door to enter the heaven, right? And we can do anything with so many good impact for us in the end of the day. I mean, ketika kita udah nanti di akhirat gitu ya, apapun yang dilakukan sama perempuan itu bisa jadi pintu surganya perempuan. Kalau sudut pandangnya adalah sebagai rohaniawan ya, kalau dalam sudut pandang agama. Tapi kalau dalam sudut pandang dunia, in my opinion, a woman not really has differences about the beneficial, but woman has orang lebih mudah memahami kalau perempuan. Tapi kalau laki-laki tidak mudah dipahami gitu. Artinya kalau misalnya kita ngeles capek, oh ya udah wajar perempuan cepet capek. Tapi kalau laki-laki ngomong capek, laki-laki kok capek ya nggak benar ya?
Di point of view-nya cewek.
Di point of view-nya cewek.
How about Julia? What's the for you benefit become a woman?
Benefit become a woman? Kayaknya nggak ada sih.
Nggak ada. You feel like bisa selalu benar ya?
Selalu benar dan punya kedudukan yang lebih tinggi. Ibu-ibu.
Oh, ibu-ibu. That's the benefit. And let's talk about disadvantage atau nggak enaknya jadi perempuan. What is the things that makes it
period time for me?
Period
time is a hard things for women for me, because in this period time we still have to doing job and always have to stabilize our emotion, and mood, but we have to anything else too, because ketika kita lagi period, kita tuh nggak boleh kelihatan lagi period. Kalau lagi kelihatan period, marah dikit pasti ngomong, ih apaan sih PMS gitu, ih nggak profesional gitu ya nggak? Gitu. Kalau buat Valia sih itu ya, nggak tahu buat Nuha sama Yulia.
Nah, kalau Nuha sih itu sih lebih ke
moody.
Kayak apa sih gitu, apa tuh jadi susah gitu karena moodnya.
Okay, because the emotion is a little bit not stable. It's hard to do a lot of things karena unstable emotion gitu. Jadi salah satu disadvantage become a woman menurut kamu. Kalau Nuha, kalau Julia.
Kalau aku kayak violence and harassment.
Oh, harassment.
Ya, semua kejadian yang terjadi akibat pelecehan itu korbannya banyak perempuan gitu. Kayak perempuan itu weakness lah, jadi kita bisa menjadi target sasaran untuk pelecehan.
I don't know, but somehow like the target mostly is a woman. Kayak jadi semua kayak sasaran empuk gitu ya. Juga sih. Kalian setuju nggak?
Benar, perempuan sasaran empuk, tapi di satu sisi juga perempuan ada juga untuk beberapa perempuan yang nggak selalu jadi sasaran empuk, malah jadi hal yang dijadikan momok. Jadi karena si perempuan itu mungkin terlalu kuat atau terlalu dominan, akhirnya jadi momok. Apaan sih, perempuan kan harusnya nurut laki, nurut imam gitu, akhirnya jadi momok gitu loh. Jadi nggak selalu korban dalam arti harassment, tapi bisa juga korban dalam arti sudut pandang pria gitu.
Okay. What about equality? Do you think you already feel the equality between two genders in your life? Kesetaraan itu sudah kamu rasakan belum di kehidupanmu between a woman and also a man?
Sometimes I can feel it's equality time between women and men, but also it's not really equality because, for example, we have a special gerbong in a shrine. It show us that women is special than men. Yes, ya. Itu udah jelas kalau di situ aja kita udah tahu kalau kita itu nggak setara karena kita dispesialkan dengan gerbong khusus wanita. Kita di situ menunjukkan kalau wanita itu rawan nih jadi korban, jadi udah dispesialkan. Wanita itu mungkin nggak kuat untuk desak-desakan, jadi dispesialkan. Di situ sudah menunjukkan tidak setara. Tapi dalam hal pekerjaan, opportunity. We have
you already experienced like inequality.
Inequality too, ya. Dalam hal pekerjaan kita udah merasakan kesetaraan gitu.
What about you? In your life, are you already feel inequality? Oke, lu hari dulu. Dulu. Apa harus aku dulu? You already feel inequality between in your daily activity. Apakah ada some opportunity that you feels like man is more diutamakan gitu, atau menurutmu kayaknya di hidupmu juga sudah cukup merasakan equality-nya?
Sometimes ada yang equality, sometimes ada juga yang inequality. Misalnya kayak misal jadi pemimpin ketua BEM, ketua BEM kan nggak ada laki-laki, misal nggak ada laki-laki yang proper buat jadi ketua BEM, terus adanya cuma cewek tapi dia proper. Terus ada sekelompok orang nih yang ngomong, itu kan cewek masa jadi ketua BEM gitu. Masih ada inequality jadi.
Ya. I'm gonna say some word, but it's mungkin akan menyinggung beberapa pihak, jadi aku akan gitu. Nggak jadi.
Accuracy bang.
Nanti kan off
the record.
And I feel it. Soalnya kayak di pondok aku aja itu tahu lurah.
Iya.
Pondok di pondok aku itu perempuan. Tapi kalau mungkin di dunia kerja karena belum
mengalami
ke situ, jadi belum tahu sih gimana.
Berarti you already feel so far you already feel inequality in your life. Kayak banyak opportunity yang ternyata perempuan juga dapat ya sejauh ini.
For Valia, even women in Indonesia has equality in opportunity to get a job, but I also thought that patriarchy ideology is still is still like sticky in all Indonesian mind. Ya, karena ideologi tentang patriarki itu di Indonesia tuh kuat banget. Intinya perempuan itu selalu harus di bawah laki-laki gitu. Even si perempuan itu misalkan single parents, dia punya kerjaan, dia kuat, dia mandiri, tapi tetap karena pengaruh budaya kita adalah patriarki, itu tuh tetap akan jadi hal yang tidak bisa sampai kapanpun tidak akan bisa menyamakan perempuan dan wanita, gitu. Kalau menurut pandangan Valia ya, karena ada budaya, terus juga dalam hal agama juga sama ya, perempuan itu tidak setara dengan wanita dalam hal agama yang kita anut gitu. Untuk Valia sih gitu.
What is the challenge to become a woman for you? Well, what's the biggest challenge? Are you think that a woman is because born? We're not gonna talk about another strengths, but when we talk about biological, woman can be weaker in about strength. Maybe it's that kind of obstacle that you feel, like the challenge when you become a woman, like no matter how strong you are, somehow you still need a man in some point.
Yeah. I agree with you. No matter a woman strong, they still has to rely on to someone, entah itu laki-laki atau perempuan, tapi dia benar-benar memang butuh sandaran. Itu kembali lagi karena memang fitrah. Dalam hal agama ada fitrahnya, tapi dalam hal biological, karena mereka ada hal yang mereka rasakan tapi tidak dirasakan laki-laki. Contohnya tadi adalah period time. Di period time itu menunjukkan kalau di satu sisi perempuan itu kuat karena bisa period time ya, mengeluarkan si merah itu kan tidak semua orang kuat ya, maksudnya laki-laki nggak mungkin kuat kayak gitu. Tapi dari situ juga menunjukkan juga kalau kita itu ada waktu di mana kita lemah. Nah di situ artinya hal paling challenge buat wanita adalah menyeimbangkan antara kekuatan dan kelemahannya. Balancing our strength and weakness is the most challenging things to women. For me, in my opinion.
For me, I think dulu itu perempuan itu they don't have opportunity to have a higher education or to work. But now, kayaknya orang-orang tuh khususnya perempuan udah banyak banget yang kerja. Bahkan nggak tahu itu pekerjaan tuh jadi lifestyle atau tren atau gimana. Tapi kayak sekarang tuh semua perempuan tuh bekerja gitu. Sampai tahu nggak tren yang kalau boleh mah aku nggak mau jadi independen, capek, ya gitu loh. Ya challenge-nya tuh gimana jadi perempuan tuh bisa mempertahankan prinsip, bukan cuma karena pengen lihat independen jadi mereka kerja gitu kalau menurut aku.
Okay. So we need to see a woman not as a career woman, but they're also a mother. Sometimes they're also a pure woman. Kalau ini
terus juga teman gue lagi ada yang pernah bilang kayak takut nih menjalin hubungan sama yang independen gitu. Terus why? Aku tanya kenapa kok takut mereka mendominasi karena terlalu independen, terlalu gak butuh laki-laki. Padahal kita kan independen itu kan pas single gitu. Kalau sudah ada partner, udah ada pasangan kan gak mungkin independen.
That's related to how we balancing our weakness and strength too when we have someone that we have to rely on to this someone itu juga cara gimana kita bisa menyeimbangkan kelemahan dan kekuatan. Jadi waktu sendiri mungkin boleh kuat, tapi kalau udah ada pasangan harus nggak boleh kelihatan kuat banget gitu, harus kelihatan membutuhkan pasangan gitu.
Maybe in my point of view, I'm not afraid that woman's gonna be dominated, but I'm afraid that the woman is not gonna rely on me. Like I don't know, I as a man, I have pride that someone need me. The feeling about someone need me, it's so good. Can you imagine the fact that someone need us, the fact that someone rely on us, the fact that when we can help her, when we can help someone, their life will be better. That kind of facts makes me have my own pride. Jadi mungkin aku nggak takut bahwa wanita mendominasi banget, but I'm afraid that at some point my existence is not going to be used anymore. I'm afraid that kind of point.
Because become sandaran seseorang itu jadi hal yang precious buat kita gitu. Untuk jadi sandaran seseorang bisa precious buat kita kan kita berarti juga harus melakukan hal yang sama biar dia merasa bermanfaat ke diri kita. Misal Nuha atau Yulia punya pacar gitu kan, dia pacar itu akan ngerasa berharga kalau kalian menunjukkan kalian butuh mereka. Sama aja kita juga merasa berharga kalau pacar kita membutuhkan kita gitu kan. Maksudnya Iqbal gitu juga nggak sih?
Like the feeling of karena kita dibutuhkan berarti kita berarti.
That's right.
Kalau kita nggak dibutuhkan terus what is the purpose of our existence? Terus tujuan kita ada itu apa kalau kita nggak dibutuhkan? Makanya aku tidak takut mungkin dia lebih mendominasi, tapi aku takut at some point maybe they're not gonna need us anymore, so I'm gonna lose the purpose of my existence gitu. Jadi kayak tujuan dari aku ada, jadi nggak ada lagi. Kalau kamu emang udah nggak butuh aku, terus buat apa aku di sini gitu kan? Jadi itu fakta dari itu. Jadi bukannya takut mendominasi, takut tidak dibutuhkan lagi sih gitu. Jadi mungkin when we're talking about independent woman, like their independency makes us scared gitu, lebih ketakut karena saking independennya mereka, bahkan takutnya
any person.
No, bukan di tahap yang they don't need, bahkan di tahap yang because they're too independent, kita datang ke hidup mereka malah justru geganggu independensinya mereka, gitu kan. Jadi kayak udah di tahap itu when they're too independent gitu, kan terlalu independent. Gitu sih.
I mean, become independent woman is good.
It's good.
But not what is it? We have to like a
let's give some space someone else gitu. Tolong dalam independensi itu kasih space untuk orang lain masuk gitu.
Bukan berarti nggak boleh jadi independent woman, tapi ketika kamu jadi independent woman dan ada seseorang yang masuknya dekat sama kamu, ya kurangi sedikit.
Kasih space lah.
Betul, kasih space untuk dia merasa juga kalau dia dibutuhkan.
Yeah, guys, I've experienced that kind of things like when I meet someone who's too independent and my existence is not really needed. So I'm start asking about my existence. Karena ya kalau kamu aja udah bisa sendiri terus buat apa ada aku gitu kan. Jadi karena mereka juga udah terlalu bisa melakukan segala sesuatunya sendiri, jadi ya kayak merasa nggak ada harganya aja gitu.
Is your ex-girlfriends?
It's not what we're gonna talk about. So I'm not gonna talk about
this. I just want to strongly speaking to you. Aku penasaran aja langsung ya.
We're not gonna talk about this. Karena udah beda topik ya.
Okay. When we talking about getting know her, it's not really what is it like a line finish. Jadi kita nggak punya satu garis titik akhir gitu ya, karena perempuan itu kompleks sebetulnya. That's the complicated person is a woman, and when we talking women, we have a different point of view, and of course women nowadays has so many opportunity, but also they has so many challenges too to facing it. So when we become a woman, we just not act like a woman too, but also act like a girl.
I don't know. When I look at myself, I care about how do I look like. But when I compare to someone else, I'm not really care about it. Mungkin aku sebagai laki-laki, aku peduli dengan bagaimana aku terlihat. Tapi saat aku dibandingkan dengan orang lain, ayo udahlah, emang lebih oke. It's not really a big deal. But when I look into a woman, especially nowadays with a lot of social media, a lot of platform who make them have a lot of comparison, they oftenly compare to another version, who's a better version, gitu. Pernah nggak kalian merasa bahwa the society doing too much comparison between each woman? Gitu?
Iya, pernah. Apalagi di sosmed ya, kita itu dibentuk untuk ada unreal standard, unreal beauty standard itu untuk perempuan. Nah, kita tuh kalau mau banding-bandingin terus sama yang ada di sosmed, sama yang ada di society gitu, kayak nggak ada habisnya gitu kan.
Well, what is the more often that people comparing with you? Kayak hal-hal apa yang orang-orang paling sering comparing kamu dengan mungkin wanita-wanita lain?
Mungkin apa ya?
Okay, Valia will continue in my opinion first ya. Jadi a couple years ago when women getting older, they will look like old, right? But now, when women getting older, they looks like more young. For example, Bunga Citra Lestari, Sofia Lajuba, and then Bulan Guritno and Luna Maya, they getting older, but they don't look like old women or lady. They looks like girls, like. So I think nowadays the challenges things that we have to adaptation with our beauty standard adalah itu, kita nggak boleh jadi menua gitu, karena banyak figur-figur itu yang memberikan kesan itu semakin tua tuh harusnya semakin cantik kayak anak muda. Jadi itu menurut aku tuh hal-hal yang dibentuk oleh masyarakat tuh seperti itu yang bikin akhirnya perempuan itu tambah insecure tentang dirinya sendiri. Betul nggak?
Betul. Umur boleh nambah, wajah harus muda.
Iya kan, percaya nggak sih banyak banget artis yang tambah tua tambah kelihatan muda?
Iya
kan.
The power of skincare maybe?
No, the power of plastic surgery.
Power of money.
Power of money. But maybe it's not really related, but I love the fact that people growing.
Yeah.
When people growing, they make a changes, right? They make a changes. There's a lot of kind of changes. They can change from their mindset, there are changes from their education, but the fact that people changes is aging, right? Jadi orang bertambah tua itu artinya mereka adalah berkembang. Mereka sudah melalui fase-fase itu. I don't know with all of you. Kalian kan at some point, a lot of women that I met, they don't want to call us bu.
Yeah,
they don't want to call us tante.
Yeah.
But I hate to call us dick.
Yeah, that's impossible too.
I experience it every single time. Do you believe it or not?
Masa?
Yes. As I hate
older
it.
than you.
Sometimes they're even younger than me. Like they're kind of like 23 or even 24. I'm already 25.
Okay.
And they're calling me dick. Can you imagine that? I'm sick of it. I love the fact that sometimes people call me pak. Okay. Oh, when people call me pak, I love to look grown up. I love to look mature. That's why I don't really relate. Like when I'm getting older, when I look have an aging in my faces, it's a proof that itu menjadi bukti bahwa ada banyak fase yang telah aku lalui. Buktinya adalah penuaan yang saya alami. Kalau aku terlihat muda, people gonna assume that I'm not doing a lot of experience in my life. Karena kamu masih muda, kamu paling apa? When people look me as someone who's old, they're gonna assume that I've been through a lot of things. Jadi mungkin aku suka saat seorang memanggil aku sesuatu hal yang memang menunjukkan kedewasaan. That's why I love that.
Maybe I think why she call you Dek because they want you call Mbak back.
I never call Mbak when I'm not really know them. Like permisi or something like that. It's not really called as sebutan kayak gitu.
It's interesting because when we enter the mall, all SPG, you know, call the consumer with boleh kakak. They never calling boleh ma'am, boleh ibu, boleh tante.
It's called marketing strategy.
Yeah.
It's called marketing strategy.
Yeah, because when women call with kakak, they feels like more happy, so they can in a good mood to shopping, to to spend time and spend money. Jadi memang perempuan itu suka dianggap muda. Suka dianggap muda.
Aku suka fakta bahwa aku terlihat dewasa dan terlihat tua mungkin. Karena for me it shows that I've been through a lot. Karena itu menjadi bukti bahwa aku telah melalui fase hidup gitu.
Do you agree that maybe the reason why women love to think that they're still young because of there are so many men that chat with young lady?
I don't know. I love an older woman.
Ya mungkin bisa aja kan alasannya perempuan itu suka dianggap muda karena banyak kasus perselingkuhan itu dengan wanita muda gitu. Apakah kalian setuju dengan pemikiran seperti itu?
I don't know, since they're still in a college student. I don't really think.
I'm sorry.
I think why women tuh nggak suka dipanggil bu, it's because when someone call we bu gitu, the focus is on face. Pasti fokusnya langsung ke mukaku tua gitu. Jadinya makanya mungkin nggak suka dipanggil bu karena dianggap sudah tua gitu dengan muka. Dan perempuan tuh kayaknya sensitif banget gak sih kalau masalah wajah.
Padahal bisa jadi dipanggil bu itu karena dia menghargai orang tersebut gitu ya, bukan karena terlihat lebih tua gitu kan.
Iya. Tapi aku mikir kalau kenapa itu ya, karena fokusnya itu langsung ke wajah. Wajahku kelihatan tua.
Emang iya sih benar kayak kata Nuha tadi, kalau misal perempuan itu kalau dipanggil bu ya langsung fokus ke wajah. Misal apa kalau nggak ke wajah mesti ke fisik. Gendutan dia gimana itu langsung aduh.
Yeah, why women so sensitive about physical appearance?
Gimana? Do you have any own perspective maybe? For me, I had look my body when I look my mirror when I has fat in my body. Jadi aku juga buat aku sendiri ketika aku bercermin, aku benci ngelihat diriku yang gemuk. Apaan sih embel-embel banget gitu. Itu aku sendiri aku benci gitu. Tapi kalau aku sendiri yang berpikir seperti itu, aku masih I can accept it. But when people or other person who talk about this psikologi, fisik gitu kan, malah nggak terima gitu. Padahal diri kita sebenarnya mengakui kalau kita kita aja benci gitu loh.
Ya maksudnya tuh orang lain nggak perlu ngomong kalau kita gemuk, kita tuh
So people don't need to say something that already obvious.
Already they know about the situation. Aslinya orang tersebut tuh udah paham. Aslinya kita perempuan udah paham bahwa kita tidak akan tua. Kalau kita tuh gendut, kita tuh aslinya udah paham. Tapi kita nggak pengen orang lain tuh dengar dari mulut mereka gitu lah ya.
Oke. Oh, kamu tidak ada kesalahan. Thank you. Thank you.
The complicated things in the world is woman.
Yeah.
Not about looking for a job, but it's about woman.
Yeah. That's why I'm not really like. Among my friends, I'm a little bit short than them. Like all of my friends are super tall. Like they're 180, 174, 175, and I'm just 164 or 165. And all the time, all of the men, it's gonna be like you're gonna be in front of us because you're the shortest one, and for me it's not really a big deal because okay, I'm short. Then why? Oh yeah. So what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna die tomorrow either. Something like that. Because I'm short. Karena menurutku ya, I'm trying to look something positive in my situation. Karena kalau misalnya nggak begitu tinggi, berarti nggak gampang sundul gitu kan? Gitu kan? Ya berarti kalau nggak begitu tinggi bisa pakai celana yang ukurannya panjang, tinggal dipendekin, gitu kan? Daripada celana yang kependekan kan dilihat aneh. Mending pakai celana ukuran panjang bisa dipendekin. Something like that. Just make something simple. Just make something easy. It's for me.
Itu berusaha menghibur diri nggak sih?
Exactly. Have you ever tried to entertain yourself with a kind word?
Iya.
Is it word? I bet no.
Ya, sedikit sih tapi kayak.
Because people.
Itu cuma menghibur.
Because you still upset when someone tell the truth. When I success entertain myself, I'm not upset anymore when people tell me about my truth that I'm short. Karena aku sudah menghibur diri kok, ya udahlah pendek ini. Jadi, I'm not upset anymore when people tell me that I'm short.
A year ago, I don't accept when people telling the truth about my physique, but a couple months ago, I just accepted because just realizing and recognizing ya itu tanda kalau kita memang menua gitu. But even before I accept this situation, I just realized that I have friends that they already has a kid and their kid is always getting older. Melihat dari foto-foto anak-anak teman-temanku, aku baru menyadari, oh iya ya benar aku udah tua. Anak-anak teman-temanku aja yang baru kemarin aku ngerasain gendong masih bayi, masih merah, mereka sekarang udah mau masuk SD.
One of my friends is already, their children is already getting into SD. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
right? It's proving that apa ya? Changing mean older mean you've been through a lot of things.
Yeah.
Older means that you're growing.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that the fact I'm not changing. I'm not changing, that's when I'm not learning anything. That's why when I realized that I'm getting older, that's when I already learned a lot of things about life. Gitu. Jadi ada bekasnya kalau aku itu bertumbuh. Gitu loh, ada bekasnya. Dan bekas itu yang aku hargai. Gitu. Dari penuaan gitu.
Yeah. I start recognizing I accept my matureness, my getting older when I looking my friends' kids, and I just realized that time flies so fast, and I just never ever recognize. Jadi sebelum melihat foto anak-anak teman-temanku, aku tidak menyadari waktu sudah berjalan begitu cepat dan begitu lama gitu ya. Aku masih menganggap diriku 25 tahun, masih 27 tahun. Ternyata setelah melihat foto-foto anak-anak teman-teman baru sadar, oh iya itu mah 10 tahun yang lalu, itu mah 15 tahun yang lalu itu. Akhirnya baru mulai nerima, oh ya udah ketika orang ada ngomong bu, ya udah memang gue udah tua ya, gitu. Akhirnya baru sadarnya tuh di situ, ketika melihat foto-foto anak-anak teman-teman gitu.
Oke. Tapi ada fase-fase nggak kalian takut getting older?
Ya mungkin ada.
Iya ada, jelas.
When? Right now. I experienced that kind of thing when I turned into 20, from 19 into 20, because 19 means you're a teenager. When you become 20, you're not teenager anymore.
Adult.
Jadi fakta itu aku mengalami waktu perubahan antara 19 ke 20. Karena kalau 20 kan udah nggak bisa teenager kan, udah nggak bisa teenager. And then I realize that when I become 20, I think there's something on me that I need to be changed. Aku merasa bahwa saat aku mencapai umur tertentu ada kewajiban-kewajiban tertentu yang harus aku lakukan dan ada habit-habit tertentu yang harus aku tinggalkan. Karena ada responsibility di balik usia. Aku merasa itu. Jadi I think about a lot of things when I turn into 20.
Iya benar. Sekarang juga aku lagi ngalamin takut sama future.
Iya.
Masa depan gimana gitu. Lagi mikirin masa depan kedepannya itu gimana, mau apa sih.
I experienced that when I graduate from high school. Because that time we're kind of like ambitious that we want our future to be perfect. Ya kan? Waktu lulus high school, bayangan kita, okay, what I want to be. When we don't know yet about what we want to be, pikiran kita apapun yang penting perfect. Kita ada acuannya gitu. But the truth is, we're not living in the future. We live in the present. Ya kan? We live in the present. After all, terserah mungkin orang mau bilangnya, tapi kan masa sekarang menentukan masa depan gitu kan. Langkah yang kita ambil sekarang menentukan masa depan. But when you can enjoy your present, how can you plan your future? Jadi waktu itu aku mikir bahwa kalau masa depan itu pasti datang, tapi masa kini belum tentu kita bisa nikmati. Gitu. Iya kan?
Tapi apa nggak kebalik ya? Masa depan belum tentu datang, masa kini belum tentu kita nikmati. Gimana tadi?
Masa depan itu pasti datang.
Pasti datang.
Tapi masa kini belum tentu kita nikmati.
Nggak kebalik ya?
Coba kalau menurut saya gimana?
Kalau masa kini kan pasti karena saat ini kita sedang menjalani
bisa nikmatin nggak?
Maksudnya
enjoying. Are you enjoying your present? Nikmat, enjoy.
Oh oke. I mean nikmati masanya ya.
Enjoy.
Aku ngiranya tuh menikmati.
Feel.
Ini ya maksudnya menikmati dalam hal kita mengalami gitu loh.
Are you enjoy your present? The future must become, whether your future is going to be 20 or even 5 years ahead, it must become. But your present, aku banyak menyesali fase-fase di mana yang harusnya aku let's not focus at the future, let's enjoy the moment. Aku bukan menyesali keputusanku untuk mengambil masa depan. Aku tapi menyesali beberapa momen-momen yang tidak bisa aku nikmati saat itu. That's okay. A lot of my regretness is in there.
Portfolio have a bit different, but sometimes it has similarity too. 5 years later, I will become 40, and now I'm in 35 years old, right? And I start to think about my future because I think the disadvantage, the only one disadvantage about creating order is we have only perubahan di fisik doang. Itu yang paling Valia takutkan. Ketika sudah tambah tua, kita cuma punya perubahan itu di fisik doang. Padahal ketika tambah tua seharusnya kita punya perubahan di hal lain. Entah soal stability in our life, in our economy, in our financial, or in our psychology, atau dalam menghadapi seseorang. Kalau Valia malah hal yang saat ini, waktu yang saat ini sedang ditakutkan adalah ya saat ini, karena Valia merasa bentar lagi tuh udah mau tua, tapi belum ada gambaran kelihatan bakalan menikmati nggak nanti masa tuanya kayak gitu. Kalau untuk Valia ya. Tapi di satu sisi, Valia juga memahami yang Iqbal ucapkan sebelumnya. When I was young, I have so much opportunity, but I don't really have much effort and much braveness to facing it. Jadi aku juga menyesal pada saat muda kenapa nggak lakuin aja, kenapa nggak nikmatin aja. Di satu sisi juga aku setuju, tapi saat ini aku udah nggak lagi merasakan aku harus menikmati saat ini. Walaupun saat ini aku tidak menikmati, setidaknya nanti 5 tahun lagi aku harus menikmati. Jadi saat ini nggak masalah deh aku nggak menikmati, tapi nanti ketika aku udah tua aku nggak mau nyesel lagi kayak sekarang gitu.
Berarti beda, karena di pola pikirnya aku bahwa hidup kita itu tidak melulu hanya di masa depan. Hidup kita itu di saat ini. Gitu. Jadi menurutku bahwa it's important for me that I enjoy every single second that I experience. It's important for me if I'm not enjoying my present, maybe I'm gonna go crazy in the future. If I'm not enjoying my present, I'm gonna go crazy in the future. Karena hidup kita itu nggak melulu masa depan, hidup kita juga ada part masa kininya juga. If I'm not enjoying.
That's the reason why we always hear about bersyukur.
Even though bersyukur is a simple thing to do, but a hard thing to do it. Really hard. Ya seperti itulah. Tapi karena waktunya juga sudah mepet, kita bakalan langsung ke segmen selanjutnya. Ya, jadi untuk kali ini kita ke segmen mana dulu nih, Valia?
Kita masuk ke segmen listener time. Kalau memang tidak ada pesona Inspira yang akan bertanya soal kosakata atau membagikan kosakata, kita langsung masuk ke segmen Learn with Pesona.
What's your new vocab today? Kosakata baru apa hari ini? Let's enriching our vocab. Perkaya kosakata baru hari ini bersama Learn with Pesona. I can speak.
Okay. Now we have already some word to share with Pesona Inspira.
Yes.
Mungkin Nuha sama Yulia bisa sharing dulu nih, ada kosakata apa aja hari ini?
Jadi yang kita pelajari hari ini kosakata yang pertama yaitu inequality.
Inequality.
Ya benar. Hurufnya INEQUALITY, inequality, artinya ketidaksetaraan.
Ketidaksetaraan.
Oke.
Biasanya kita taunya equality doang kan.
Equality itu kan kesetaraan. Kalau ini ditambah in di depannya jadi inequality, artinya ketidaksetaraan.
Oke.
Yang selanjutnya ada wrong, yaitu ROLNI. Itu artinya peran.
Role, peran. Oke. Next.
Selanjutnya ada hope. HOPE, artinya harapan.
Hope, HOPE, artinya harapan. Oke. Next.
Yang selanjutnya ada self-development.
Self-development.
Ya, artinya pengembangan diri.
Pengembangan diri. Aku suka nih self-development. Karena itu bukti dari growing.
Ya.
Oke, selanjutnya.
Selanjutnya ada depend. DEPEND, artinya tergantung.
Tergantung. Aku nggak suka karena aku nggak suka digantung.
Sakit juga loh digantung ya.
Nggak suka.
Sebagai jemuran.
Emangnya jemuran.
Yang selanjutnya ada healthcare.
Healthcare.
Ya, HEILTHCARE. Artinya kesehatan.
Oke, ini yang harus
Hal
kita
paling penting.
concern juga ya. Oke, next.
Next ada balance. BALENCE. Balance artinya seimbang.
Seimbang.
Ya.
Next ada education. EDUCATION. Education atau pendidikan.
Pendidikan. Next.
Next ada violence. VIOLENCE. Violence artinya kekerasan.
Kekerasan. I hate violence.
I
Yeah.
hate violence.
The last one is harassment. HERESSMENT atau pelecehan.
Oh, violence sama harassment kayaknya temenan mereka berdua.
Iya ya,
Iya.
mirip-mirip ya. Oke. Dari Iqbal ada tambahan?
Valia dulu, aku mikir dulu ya.
Oke, dari Valia mungkin Valia mencoba mengulik dari obrolan kita hari ini ya. Kalau tadi kita udah ngobrolin soal menua secara fisik, Valia juga mau kasih satu kosakata yang ini menuanya itu secara psikologi dan kematangan. Mature artinya mendewasa atau dewasa.
Mature.
Oke.
Karena Valia itu mature, kedewasaan, aku childish. Kekanak-kanakan. Childish.
Oke,
Yeah.
jadi udah ada 12 kosakata baru ya.
Betul.
Yang Pesona Inspira dapatkan hari ini. Semoga bermanfaat. Kapan-kapan mungkin Pesona Inspira bisa cobain tuh membentuk kalimat dari kata-kata yang tadi kita sudah bagikan.
Betul. And for our last segment, maybe you guys, three of you can explain what kind of woman that you want to be in the future.
Okay, as a woman, we don't only thinking about getting older. It's not about aging physically, but the most important things is about maturity and stability in life.
Maturity and stability in life.
And for me, I want to be an educated and confident woman, but without losing the feminine touch.
Oke.
Jadi nggak boleh menghilangkan keperempuanan itu.
Oke.
And I don't agree that women are weak. But after all, men always the leaders.
Oke, betul. Oke, Yulia.
Kalau buat aku mau jadi independent woman like my mom. Terus juga independen tapi tetap nurut sama suami, tetap patuh dengan suami.
Oke, berarti tetap ada versi independen menurut masing-masing ya. Luar biasa banget perempuan-perempuan kita hari ini.
Berasa hari Kartini ya.
Ya, ini tema buat hari Kartini sih kata.
Benar ya. Terlalu ini maksudnya terlalu kelamaan dari hari Kartini.
Okay, thank you so much for Pesona Inspire who already listened to us. Thank you so much for three of you.
Yeah, Yulia of course, that already coming here. And next week we want to talking about another topic ya Iqbal.
Let's talk about men.
Okay. We will celebrate Hari Kartono.
Okay, exactly. Well, I'm gonna looking for the right date. Okay.
Yeah.
Untuk tanggal-tanggal yang pasti nanti aku cari ya.
Oke, Pesona Inspira, akhirnya Faleha sama Iqbal harus undur diri ya. Terima kasih banyak dan mohon maaf atas banyak kesalahan. Misalkan ada kesalahan ya, kita di sini lagi belajar bahasa Inggris. Jadi untuk Pesona Inspira yang mau belajar nanti minggu depan kita bisa ketemu lagi di jam dan waktu yang sama. Akhir kata saya Valia,
Nuha,
saya Yulia,
dan I'm Iqbal Santosa pamit undur diri.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.